All right. Let's go. Good morning. Welcome to the show. It's Metal Monday on the Morning Night Live. As you know, I'm glad to see your faces here. Hey, by the way, we got an early Superstar Donor of the Day. That title goes to Mr. Gunfox, because he was dropping links to me over the weekend and dropping bombs in the tip jar. So Gunfox61, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you so much. We'll get to those articles and much more. But first, we're going to talk about, well, not even first. I got a bunch of stuff to, like breaking stuff, news, because I'm always breaking stuff. And then we'll get into the title, because Elon Musk has done something that even I believe maybe is a bad idea. It's so cruel. It's just so nasty. And I just think it's unnecessary to be so nasty and cruel to his employees. So we'll get to that. But hey, there's someone out there who might be fixing problems with Mr. Musk. So we'll be on it. Yes, Black Hebrew Israelite, by the way, thank you. I got yours too. We'll get to them. Anyway, somebody do me a favor and play the intro. Hello, somebody.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
And away we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please, hey, stop the music, will you? Very nice. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet, and welcome to the P-Dog Knight channel, where we police the cruelty of billionaires and zillionaires on a daily basis. Plus, we just bitch about politics and shit that's going on in the world. Because that's, it's sometimes you just got to say WTF. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Wait a minute. It's Metal Monday. Can I get a hell yeah in the chat? Hi! Do you? I've never heard of this song before, but I'm gonna make up some lyrics because it's Metal Monday and I just wanna go. I maybe should have been a rock and roll singer. What do you think? Oh, man. Oh, really? Don't ever do that again? I was kind of having some fun with it. You know what I mean? Fine. I was just having fun. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet, and welcome back to the P-Dog Knight channel on this Monday, the 14th of November, 2022. So, I I got some chats over the weekend that I want to make sure that I acknowledge because, because I that's what I do. I acknowledge people who send me money, and I appreciate that. So let me just go through the ones from Saturday and Sunday. And one of them, by the way, I am keeping.
You are
Gunfox, you're this new Streamlabs Superstar star of the day. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, you are. And are you here even? I'm not even sure if you're here, but I know he's doing everything he can to try to make my head explode. And I acknowledge that, but he does send me articles, and I appreciate it. So, but first, over the weekend, Black Hebrew Israelite, thank you so much for sponsoring the show over the weekend. Dropped a deuce in the tip jar when I wasn't looking. I don't really want to see that. But anyway, on Saturday when we were doing it must have been after our stream that we did at the Trail Stop Tavern, where we drank Bloody Marys and mimosas and had some breakfast. It says, after the midterms, we need to repeal the 19th.
That's right.
Okay, well, I guess a lot of you like that. Oh, I forgot to refresh my coffee. Damn it. I may have to take a moment. I really need the coffee today. And then later that same day, Black Hebrew Israelite dropped another deuce in the tip jar when I wasn't looking, which says, oh, by the way.
That's right.
Which says, wait, what the hell's going on here? Let me make that, there we go. The women vote was energized to kill the babies.
That's right.
If women were in charge, humanity would go extinct.
That's right.
They would mandate to trans these kids.
That's right.
Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite, for that round sound. Wait, sound round of wisdom. Round of wisdom. That sounds right. Thank you so much for sponsoring the show. And then Gunfox dropped a couple 10 spots in the tip jar, that's why he's the superstar sponsor of the day, because I'm not resetting it from over the weekend, because the weekend tip jar stuff counts on Monday. So right now he's on that. He's leading on the leaderboard for Monday, and they were both links, which I will get to both of those. We're going to get to all that today. So anyway, let's say good morning to everybody who's here, and then we're going to move on. And I don't know why my chat box on the stream here isn't working. Is it really just, there's nothing there, is there? Well, I'm going to have to find something else to put there, because I get really annoyed when things don't work, but I didn't do this. Maybe it's because it won't consolidate chats from both YouTube and Rumble, which I am on both right now. If you want to watch me on YouTube, you can watch me on YouTube. If you want to watch me on Rumble, you can watch me on Rumble. Make sure you subscribe to both, because it's very important that if I, for some reason, temporarily disappear from one of those platforms, you should be able to follow me. And in fact, if you want to make sure that you get notifications, if you want to make sure that you get notifications for the show, regardless of where it is, I'm also asking that you follow me on Locals. Now, Locals is, in fact, here, I'll put the link in the chat again. There we go. There it is. And the reason is, I'm using Locals instead of Patreon, or what's that other one? Some Subscribestar, some shit like that. I'm using Locals instead because I just like how it's formatted. I like how the fact that you can, if you want to be a sponsor of the show, like on a monthly basis, if you join there at $5 a month, I am going to do some exclusive live streams there. I'm putting a lot of other stuff on there, but you don't have to. I mean, if you can still watch the live streams there, you just won't be able to participate in the chat. But also, that's where I know if I put my show on Locals and I hit the button, I know that you'll get a notification almost immediately. I mean, like very quickly, and it'll always tell you where I'm at. Also, if you're wondering what happened to me, if you follow me on there, you don't have to, it doesn't cost you anything to follow me. If you want to be a member, you can be a monthly member, but if you just want to follow me there, you'll get the notifications. And that way, if I'm not on YouTube, or if I'm not on something, if I get yeeted off of Twitter, you don't have to worry about finding out when I do the show, because you followed me there and you'll get the notification. So that's a good reason to follow me there. Plus, if you would like to become a regular sponsor, that would be great too, because this is time consuming, and I do a lot of work for this show. So if you don't mind sponsoring me, that'd be great. If you don't want to, that's fine too. I'm not, I'm very flexible with that. So anyway, let's say good morning to everyone in the chat, though. First in the chat on the Rumble side of the aisle is Avocados Diablo, who gets the bell. Thank you very much, Avocados Diablo, for following me over there. Also, Mike Savage, Blarg, Simon Wolfwood, and Scribe Light, Dog Thrapple. Oh, and also Man Squatch is watching subscribed on both sides. I appreciate you going over there. I'm trying to get, look, here's the deal. I think I finally hit 100 subscribers on Rumble. That's great. My goal by the end of the year, though, is to have 1,000 on Rumble. So if you could keep sharing these streams and whatnot, that would be fantastic because just because I want to be able to build both platforms. And then again, the thought was I was going to try to get 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before my 1,000th episode, which is approximately, I want to say like December 12th. It's the second Monday in December if I stream every day, including Thanksgiving, which I probably will. That's kind of been my tradition. So I don't know if that's going to happen, though. I'm still trying to. The hard part, see, being as small as my channel is, getting guests to come to my channel is sometimes a challenge. Well, it's always a challenge because it's like, well, wow, you only have like 1,300 subscribers. Why might I go on your channel? And so I've convinced certain people to come on. In fact, I'm going to have, I am going to have a couple other people back on. Megan Fox is going to be on again sometime soon. And then I'm still working on Ricada. I mean, it's been a challenge with Nick Ricada. I don't know why. It's funny because we both live in Minnesota and I have his phone number. I can text message him because he said that's better than email because he doesn't like to answer his emails. But I'm still working on getting him on, but and that'll be fun. I don't expect to get any subscribers. I just want to have good guests, and he's a funny guy, and I would like to have him on the show. But anyway, here's what something you can do. If you have some any particular connections to particular creators out there that do similar stuff to what I do, or people who disagree with me, if you know people who would be interested in coming on this show, let them know that it'd be a good idea to come on this show. In fact, even if I don't know how you do that with Nick because he's not on Twitter anymore. I suppose you could go on his locals or his or comment in his comment sections on Rumble, but I don't know if he even reads those, so who knows? But anyway, real quick, thank you, Nobody Not Me, for sponsoring the show with drop the deuce in the tip jar with a super chat with no message. It looks like, but I greatly appreciate that. Why isn't this showing on my YouTube side here? That's weird. It's a message, a super chat, but I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. On the YouTube side of the ledger, looks like we first in the chat today is Tyrannus Alexandrius Tremerlich, who says, yo. Well, yo to you too, sir, and thank you for being Johnny on the spot. Also on that side, Avocados Diablo, Mike Savage, Blarg, Neon Leon, Unacceptable Views. Also, good morning to James Colley, who says, good morning. It's on Monday. It's Monday, and that means another work week, but there's an upside. Welcome to Boomer Vision. Welcome. Here, wait a minute. I need something here. Welcome to Boomer Vision. I'm in the mood today, can't you tell? Also, good morning, too. Simon Wolfwood on the YouTube side. Rotten Corpse is in the house. Aaron Meredith. There's a lot of Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Also, good morning, too. Bubba's in the house. Tyler F. Why are you so angry? No, I'm not asking Tyler F. Why are you so angry? Why are you so angry is a person in my chat. Let's see. Damian Gershwin, what's up? Somnambul Nation. Who am I missing here? Scribe Light Dog Thrapple. I got Man Squatch. I got somebody said that already. Gunfox 61. And I've acknowledged you a couple times, Gunfox. I hope you heard it earlier. Nobody Not Me's in the house. K's in the house. Welcome again. And Jaeger Pony, my favorite Canadian, not to be confused with My Little Pony. Okay, and thank you, Gunfox60, or excuse me, no, that's Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Thank you again for sponsoring the show. Who says, I think there's a theme to the last 5 or 6 chats from Black Hebrew Israelite, putting a small bullet in the tip jar, which covers the taxes. I do that 223 because it's a small bullet, and the 23 cents probably covers the taxes? Well, I don't know what it covers. Doesn't cover shit. Anyway, women. Though I'm sorry, this is a quote from Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Says women are so bad that a fat plumber in a dress won Miss America.
That's right.
Hey, fact check. I'll get back to it. Oh, but I'll leave the desk, right?
That's right.
Modern women are so bad, they keep losing to men.
That's right.
Yes. Well, H.P. Lovecraft is in the chat. Good morning, sir. Okay. Wait. He did now. The fat plumber guy or whatever that thing human person was that won the beauty pageant, which is it became oxymoronic when that dude won. But anyway, that was not Miss America. I don't believe. I believe it was Miss. I'm gonna look it up. Dairy, not like dairy, because boy, that person has been going through a lot of dairy products. But it is, oh, good God. Miss Dairy, Derry, which, let's see, let's go to Redux here. I'll show you the article. I'm sure you saw this. This is, it's getting freaking tiresome. I got to be honest with you. It's just, wait, what the hell? Oh, shoot. I just realized I changed. Okay, hang on a second. I changed my. I'm using a different browser, and for some reason, it's not recognizing the open window. There it is. All right. There we go. I've left Chrome, people, just to let you know. I'm no longer using Chrome because I've decided to use Brave. All right, here it is. This is from Redux. Trans-identified male crowned Miss Greater Dairy 2023. Derry, not dairy, although this is utterly ridiculous. Takes home a women's scholarship. A male human being has taken home a women's scholarship. It was a local Miss America pageant. I'm reading Tyler F. If it was affiliated, that person would be able to go to compete in the state level. Now, there was one beauty contest that went through the courts and said that they could not have males, aka trans women, win their pageants, but I don't know if it was this one. Well, clearly it wasn't this one. But anyway, a local beauty pageant is attracting ample mockery on social media after a trans-identified male was crowned the winner of the competition and awarded a scholarship intended for young women. Now, I mean, I didn't realize too. I thought when I saw this picture, this photo right here, the photo with is my cursor even going? Can you see that? I don't know if you can see my cursor or not. But anyway, this picture here, I didn't realize that this person wasn't standing on a lower step. This dude's about 6 feet tall. And he's fat. Which is okay, I guess. I mean, I don't care if he's fat. I'm fat. But I just, again, beauty pageant for young women. Brian Nguyen, 19, was awarded the crown in the Greater Miss Greater Dairy, not dairy like milk and ice cream, but Dairy, Derry, like I don't know what else. Held on November 8th in the Greater Dairy area of New Hampshire. The competition is a locally run event under the National Miss America series of pageants. In addition to winning the crown, Nguyen will receive the Miss Greater Dairy, as not dairy like milk and ice cream, but dairy, DERRY, scholarship, a financial award established to support young women. Not a woman. Okay, wait a minute. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? I don't even know. I mean, this is weird. I can't. I'm just reading the article, YouTube. Please, just leave me alone. That's what Rumble's for, I guess. Anyway, Nguyen, who is male, is a freshman at Nashua Community College, majoring in business management. After his win, Nguyen wrote on Facebook, "I am ecstatic to be the first transgender woman to be a Miss America local title holder, and I hope to make everyone proud and become the first to walk the Miss America stage. Fat chance, young man, young woman, whatever the hell you are." The win previously announced on Instagram that he has intentions to compete in Miss Universe. Okay, so your intentions, you got a long way to go. You got to finish the Miss New Hampshire pageant first. But you know what? Would you be shocked? Would you be in the least bit shocked if young Nguyen, I'll just go by the last name because I don't know what this person calls itself. If young Ms. whatever Nguyen, I wouldn't be shocked if this person did win the Miss New Hampshire pageant, because that would be the ultimate virtue signaling. You know, remember like when they had like 3 Miss Americas in a row that were black, and they were beautiful women. At least they were women, and they were beautiful, and they were talented, and I don't have any problem with them winning. But I think, and then they had the first Asian Miss America, I think, last year. But it seems like they're just going through the cycle of diversity. You know what I mean? It just seems like they're going through the cycle of diversity. Diversity. And I don't get it. I mean, no, I get it with the women because they were talented, beautiful women. But I don't get it with this one, okay? Look, I mean, how? How did this happen? One of these people is not like the other. If a uterus ever weighed that much, the menstruator would never even make the pageant, right? Right? That's a tweet. And I think Redux, the Redux with double X. This is a radical feminist publication. That's why the language doesn't use this person's name as whatever they call themselves. Let's see. I'm not anti-beauty pageants, but if an overweight, unfit, ugly woman wouldn't be allowed to win, why should this overweight, unfit, ugly male in a frock? The double standards are out of the park, 12 Daisies tweeted. Even users on Twitter who expressed distaste for beauty pageants in general noted that, at the very least, the greater Miss Dairy, and I don't mean dairy like ice cream cheese and cottage cheese, which is the very appropriate, speaking of talking to this person, competition provided. Oh, wait a minute. I skipped something. What'd I do? Oh, here we go. Where was I? Even a Twitter user expressed distaste for beauty pageants in general, noted that, in the very least, the Greater Miss Dairy competition provided young women with an opportunity for an academic boost in the form of a $7,500 scholarship. They took money away from women. Hello, Richard Cranium. Richard, by the way, I don't know if I said it the last time I saw you, but welcome back, sir. I haven't seen you for a while, and I used to watch your videos, but I don't know if you've made one in a while. But I'm glad you're here. Welcome again. And also, Lord Stanhope, good morning. And somebody else snuck in here while I was on my rant, and I can't find them. So I'll figure it out later. Anyway. A lot of people were bitching. Would a biological woman who looked like that ever in a million years win a beauty pageant? No! Trans women are being given awards over biological women simply to virtue signal. Yes, that is the truth. As the news spread to Facebook, the reactions were similarly negative. Under this Facebook post announcing his win, Nguyen was slammed with similar criticism. Nguyen's win came just days after a San Francisco court ruled that women's beauty pageants were not legally obligated to let trans-identified males compete. Now, this is what I was talking about. The case had been brought to court after a trans activist, Anita Green, filed a lawsuit against the Miss United States of America after they were barred from competing in 2019. In the decision, judges in the case said that forcing pageants to include transgender contestants amounted to compelled speech, as beauty pageants aim to express the ideal vision of American womanhood. Jay Pylon, what's up? What the hell? Jay Pylon, what's up? There we go. Also, good morning, Zombie Teddy. Nice to see you. The First Amendment affords the pageant the ability to voice this message and to enforce its natural-born female rule, stated the court. That's interesting. A First Amendment argument on whether or not they allowed a transgender woman to enter the pageant. I wonder if that's good. That was the Ninth Circuit that ruled on that too, or no, maybe it was a judge did, and then it was appealed to the Ninth Circuit, which it met a small panel, voted 2-1 to uphold that. And it's interesting. So the beauty pageant for women, natural born women, and I wonder though, if someone's going to try to get around that on the grounds that some of the women also have certain types of surgeries to enhance their looks, I wonder if that's going to be an argument when they try to go forward with this to the full bench of the Ninth Circuit and maybe all the way to the Supreme Court. But look, the First Amendment is not just freedom of speech. It's freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of association. Interesting, they used a First Amendment argument to fight this, and I think that's interesting. I just find it greatly interesting. So, anyway, as previously reported by Redux, on October 24th, a trans-identified male in Brazil was named Woman of the Year. Well, didn't they do that with, someone did that with, what's his name, Jenner, Caitlyn, formerly known as Bruce Jenner, and then, I mean, men or women are winning all kinds of shit that meant for women, which just proves that men are superior. That's all they're telling you by these pageants, that men are superior at everything, and even being women, I guess. Now, I don't agree with that sentiment. I think men and women are distinctly different and should remain distinctly different, but there you go. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Lynn Da Crebreda, a male social media influencer, took home the top award despite the fact that he has stated he does not identify as a woman and does not believe women exist. Oh, shit. Hey, they even sent that weird little kid, dude that used to be in Book of Mormon. They sent him to the White House when he decided that he's had his 365 days as a girl. He'll probably be Woman of the Year this year. So anyway, shout out to Redux for putting that article out. I appreciate, I'm learning to appreciate my radical feminists a lot more, although I'm related to one, so that's probably another good reason, even though I don't agree with everything they talk about, because I think the whole patriarchy argument is a little, well, it should be amended now, because I think some of the radical feminists are beginning to understand too that this whole trans acceptance and whatever you call it, is, well, let's see. It came from the feminist movement. And so now we're seeing the fact that feminists, especially like in sports, how we're starting to figure out that, oh, now you're acknowledging that there are differences between men and women. Maybe some of those differences also account for certain behaviors that are on average different, not all, okay? But, as far as career choices and interests and things like that, there is a biological reason for some of those things. And maybe if you look at nature, we also see that in most of the animal kingdom, there's some distinct differences between the male and females of the species at the roles they take in nature that have nothing to do with being a social construct because they don't understand social constructs. Well, maybe they don't. Maybe there's a lioness out there who will write a book on the patriarchy of the pride. I don't know. We'll see. If it ever happens, if they ever learn to write with those giant fucking claws. I don't want to go find out. I don't feel sorry for the publisher who's trying to make that book deal. But anyway, shall we continue? Well, let's do this. Before I continue, I want to thank some people, okay? Let's see. Thank you, Somnambule Nation. Thank you, Man Squatch. Thank you, Scribe Light and Simon Wolfwood. Thank you, YouTube SEO. I wonder who that is. I bet they didn't retweet me what they think they're retweeting me for, but thanks for retweeting the show and sending out the notifications. Who is this YouTube SEO? I will boost your YouTube views. No, you won't, because you only have 67 followers, but I do appreciate you doing it, and I hope you watch the show once in a while. That's weird. Wait, who is this? I just got to see this. This person, and I absolutely appreciate retweeting the show, but it's someone with 67 people who follow it. I'm just confused, but I'm all for it, man. I appreciate you doing it. So may the force be with you. Okay, shall we move on? Let's get into some breaking news this morning. Apparently, there's a gunman who's being sought after 3 killed and 2 wounded at the University of Virginia. A student gunman remained on the loose early Monday after 3 people were killed and 2 others wounded at the University of Virginia. That's the same as the headline, which is typical on online news. Leading the school community at the college's Charlottesville campus to shelter in place. University police said the suspect, identified as Christopher Darnell Jones, should be considered armed and dangerous and advised staff to stay inside. Shots rang out in the area of Culbreth at Road and University grounds. UVA police announced around 10:30 p.m. This will not be a nationally publicized school shooting because, well, it just won't be, Anyway, University President Jim Ryan said in a statement Monday morning that Jones is a student at the school. Multiple law enforcement agencies are coordinating to find and apprehend him, he wrote. Now, this was, let's see, how long ago was this? Let's put up the tweet by, whoops, did that work? Yeah, the tweet by University of Virginia Police Department. Updated, the PD reported shooting resulted in 3 fatalities. 2 additional victims are injured. Refer to UVA email and social media for more information. Shelter in place. Let's go to their main site and see if there's any updates here. This is as of an hour ago. Active search still underway on and around UVA grounds. Remain sheltered in place. Please stay safe. Thank you for your patience and understanding. So they have not apprehended this person yet, but they are updating at the UVA Police Department Twitter site. So I hope they find the young man and take care of. I'd like him to be caught, apprehended, and if it is proven that he is the one who did these shootings, brought to justice and a court of law of his peers, and then they can put his ass away. Here's a tweet. My friend Jay Thomas, who visited us a few weeks ago. So there have been these women's speakers corners things, right? And they tend to get harassed a lot. Okay. And I thought, so Jay Thomas tweeted this out because apparently when they were in Philadelphia, they went to a restaurant and they were going to go eat. And this is what happened.
I have every right to do that stuff.
Why are you refusing service?
Because it doesn't matter. We got a phone call that you guys...
He's...
to have eat at your restaurant.
We're not
it's because you're women.
What's the name of the restaurant?
It's called Khyber Pass Pub.
Khyber Pass Pub.
So Khyber Pass Pub
Are you the manager?
in Philadelphia is refusing service to them because they were part of this this protest. They got a call from somebody when they were going in the restaurant saying that don't serve them. They're transphobe turf. anti, whatever, turfy feminist people that say mean things.
Oh, wow. You're refusing service to us.
By next month, this
For
will be our
a
club
Let
house.
Women Speak event. For a Let Women Speak event.
No, it's all good.
You don't like women speaking in public? Is that
Yeah.
why you don't like women speaking in public?
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
Everybody,
It's time to go.
I hope everybody knows.
So anyway, Khyber Pass Pub in Philadelphia will not allow the. Oh, after listening to hours of Turfs Go Homes, now it's Turfs Can't Eat. So there's some people reacting to it. What a bad move for Khyber Pass Pub. What they're saying is women can't eat. Women are not safe at Khyber Pass Pub, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, it's an interesting thread. People are mad about that. On that same note, up in Olympia, Washington, apparently a bunch of little... I was going to say something really rude. What do they call these fuckers? Antifa fuckwads? Apparently came and were threatening the people speaking. This is what the women in Olympia, Washington were facing when they tried to have a free speech event. This is full battle gear versus around 20 mostly older, some disabled women. This is the state of dystopia. At the PNW, I don't know what that means, has become. Last night they posted pictures of inside my house as a threat. So I just always wish I don't agree with everything that these women talk about, but they're talking about trans and kids and how that is a bad idea, and I support them, and also the fact that women should have some spaces, females, I should say, should have some spaces where they can, where they can be safe and feel like they're safe, and if they don't want men in their prisons and sports teams, I think they should have the right to be able to do that, and they should have the right to talk about it. Oh, Pacific Northwest, yeah. So those women need to strap up. Oh, well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I'm also going to leave a tweet open here. I'm not going to play it because it's Saturday Night Live, but if you didn't watch Dave Chappelle's opening monologue on Saturday Night Live, it's causing a little controversy, just to say the least. In fact, someone, what was the little, hang on a second. I want to show you because someone had a tweet thread. Is this the one? Oh, no, this isn't the one. This is, by the way, everything is anti-Semitic now. I'm just saying. Let's see, it's this jackhole. Oh, he answered me. I didn't realize that. Let's see here. He said, oh, I already explained. So, do I already have Ben Swan on here? Oh, I do. I'll get to that in a minute. All right. Anyway, close that. Oh, it's the next one. All right. So, anyway, go watch Dave Chappelle's monologue from Saturday Night Live. You can find it on Twitter or basically all over the internet. It's there. It was actually funny. Apparently the rest of the show wasn't all that funny, but that's typical Saturday Night Live. But they did do a pretty good skit on what's the sequel to Game of Thrones, something Dragon House or some shit. They did a kind of a funny little preview for Dragon, whatever it is, Rings of something. No, that's Rings of Fire. That's the Lord of the Rings shit. What's the What's the Game of Thrones one? They're the House of Dragon. Is that what it is? House of Dragons. Yeah. They did a funny skit on that. That was kind of funny because it brought in some of old Dave Chappelle characters that from his old show. So it was pretty good. But I'll leave this link to what his views on Trump. This guy says, wow, Dave Chappelle explains why Trump is so popular with many. I've never heard it told this way before. Did the writers strike because of Dave? Well, there was a rumor that a single writer was going to strike, or boycott the show because Dave Chappelle was the guest, right? None of the cast, nobody in the cast, even the new non-binary cast member was going to boycott the show, but one writer was going to boycott the show, and I don't know if it actually happened. And they made it sound like, oh, there's going to be a big walk-off of the writers for the Dave Chappelle show. Look, here's my opinion on that. I would have welcomed the opportunity for all the writers on Saturday Night Live to walk and have Dave Chappelle write the entire show, because those motherfuckers are not funny whatsoever, and it would have been a better show if Dave had written it just himself anyway. So nobody cares. And there's, anyway. Oh, this SNL show with Dave Chappelle was not aired on my local TV station Saturday night. They had one from November 2021. I have not watched SNL for years, but wanted to watch it only because he was supposed to be the host. Oh, so some stations didn't play the current Saturday Night Live. I wonder if that's if they have a contractual obligation. Interesting. So anyway, he did a nice little. Oh, should I do it? I wonder if I can get in trouble for this. I'm doing commentary on it. Hello, Selected Boy, by the way. Well, here's the part what he said about Trump. I'll do some commentary while we're doing it. This is absolutely fair use. I am doing commentary on an event that happened in the real world, and I am going to play this short clip of what he thought about Trump. Here we go.
And I'm watching the news now. They're declaring the end of the Trump era. Now, okay, I can see how in New York you might believe this is the end of his era.
Now, this part is true because the people in New York and Los Angeles, they don't understand it. They don't understand why people like Donald Trump, because they're sheltered in their bubble of liberal lakes and streets and everything else. So that's a good point. Why people in New York don't understand why people like Trump. But
I'm just being honest with you. I live in Ohio amongst the poor whites.
Not just the poor whites, Dave, but just middle flyover country people in general, who a lot of them have had their lives devastated by this particular president and by they've been forgotten because the industrial heartland had been devastated for a little while, and it didn't seem like the prior guy that had skin that looked more like mine really gave a shit. So let's continue, Dave.
A lot of you don't understand why Trump was so popular, but
True.
I get it because I hear it every day. He's very loved. And the reason he's loved is because people in Ohio have never seen somebody like him.
They have not. But he's not talking about what Donald Trump looks like. He's talking about...
He's what I call an honest liar.
An honest liar. Now, I don't know if the example he gives here... He's not lying. He's not lying at all. He's telling you the exact truth. The example that David gives here. Here we go.
Well, I'm not joking right now. He's an honest liar. That first debate, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a white male billionaire screaming at the top of his lungs, "This whole system is rigged," he said.
And because this is a great point.
Stage was a white woman, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, sitting over there looking at him like, "No, it's not." I said, "Now wait a minute, bro. It's what he said." And
It's
the moderator
rigged.
said, "Well, Mr. Trump, if in fact the system is rigged, as you suggest, what would be your evidence?" You remember what he said, bro? He said, "I know the system is rigged because I use it." I said, "God damn."
Does he? Does Donald Trump use the system, which it's not even a rig, it's just a system that he knows how to use, and a lot of very wealthy people know how to use, to their advantage, right? Is he wrong? Is he wrong? And then he brings up the tax thing.
And then he pulled out an Illuminati membership card and chopped a line of cocaine up and
Now that's funny, because that's obviously hyperbole. Hilarious, though.
I never heard someone say something that true. And then Hillary Clinton tried to punch him in the taxes. She said, "This man doesn't pay his taxes." He shot right back. "That makes me smart.
Yes. And I'll show you the clip.
And then he said, if you want me to pay my taxes, then change the tax code.
Ding.
But I know you won't, because your friends and your donors enjoy the same tax breaks that I do.
Yes.
And with that, my friends, a star was born. No one had ever seen anything like that. No one had ever seen somebody come from inside of that house, outside, and tell all the commoners, we are doing everything that you think we are doing inside of that house.
And
they
why?
Just went right back in the house and started playing the game again.
And why? Because who writes the tax codes? Oh, the people who donate, or excuse me, who do they write the tax codes for? They write the tax codes for the donors. And if you just want to see an example, let me see if I can find it. I didn't even think to open this, but I'll look it up here. Hillary, Donald, where's my D? There we go. Taxes. Here's a little clip. And here's the clip.
One thing I do is get rid of carried interest. One of the greatest provisions for people like me, to be honest with you. I give up a lot when I run because I knock out the tax code. And she could have done this years ago, by the way. She was a United States senator. She complains that Donald Trump took advantage of the tax code. Well, why didn't she change it? Why didn't you change it when you were a senator? The reason you didn't is that all your friends take the same advantage that I do. And I do. You have provisions in the tax code that, frankly, we could change. But you wouldn't change it because all of these people give you the money so you can take negative ads on Donald Trump. And I say that about a lot of things. You know, I've heard Hillary complaining about so many different things over the years. Oh, we should have done this. But she's been there for 30 years. She's been doing this stuff. She never changed, and she never will change. She never will change. We're getting rid of carried interest provisions. I'm lowering taxes, actually, because I think it's so important for corporations, because we have corporations leaving, massive corporations and little ones. Little ones can't form. We're getting rid of regulations, which goes hand in hand with the lowering of the taxes. But we're bringing the tax rate down from 35% to 15%. We're cutting taxes for the middle class, and I will tell you, we are cutting them big league for the middle class. And I will tell you, Hillary Clinton is raising your taxes, folks. You can look at me. She's raising your taxes really high. And what that's going to do is a disaster for the country. But she is raising your taxes, and I'm lowering your taxes. That in itself is a big difference. We are going to be thriving.
Okay, so anyway, that's does that hit hard or what when he did that? And that was, let's see, here's the other part. Let's see, I'm going to do another part here because maybe it's this one.
Negotiating our trade deal.
The IRS has an audit of your taxes. You're perfectly free to release your taxes during an audit. And so the question, does the public's right to know outweigh your personal...
Well, I told you, I will release them as soon as the audit. Look, I've been under audit.
This is not the one. There's one when Anderson Cooper asks him that I don't have right now. Maybe I'll bring it back tomorrow. But when Anderson Cooper says, you know, so and so, you don't pay taxes. Let me see if I can find it. It's the best clip and the just a slam on Hillary. Anderson Cooper, Trump debate taxes. Let's see if we can get that question. No, they don't. It's not even listed here. See it on YouTube. Is this it?
Did you use...
Yeah, this is it right here. Here's the clip. This is the clip that Dave Chappelle is talking about.
That $916 million loss to avoid paying personal federal income taxes.
Of course I do. Of course I do. And so do all of her donors, or most of her donors. I know many of her donors. Her donors took massive tax write-offs.
So have
a
you
lot
not
of
paid
my,
personal federal income tax?
a lot of my write-off was depreciation and other things that Hillary, as a senator, allowed, and she'll always allow it because the people that give her all this money, they want it. That's why. See, I understand the tax code better than anybody that's ever run for president. Hillary Clinton, and it's extremely complex. Hillary Clinton has friends that want all of these provisions, including they want the carried interest provision, which is very important to Wall Street.
Okay, so anyway, he goes on to say that basically that she could have changed it. She was a senator, and most of the Democratic senators are writing taxes for their donors. So anyway, I think that's hilarious, and that was a great clip by, or great thing by. Dave Chappelle. By the way, we are going to get to this Elon Musk thing because I think what Elon Musk did is incredibly cruel and unusual, and I think it's going to backfire so bad for his company because what an awful human being. But before we do that, I want to remind you that the show today is sponsored by you, the viewers of the Morning Night Live. If you'd be so kind, before you do anything, I understand I'm going to do my shill, but hit the like button at some time during the show because you like this show, right? And if you'd be so kind to share. See, sharing is caring. And sharing, if you could share this show out, the more people who watch the show, the more people there will be to enjoy it, okay? And finally, if you want to sponsor the show up here at pdognight.live, you can sponsor the show, you can watch the show, you can chat the show on the YouTube side, or you can do YouTube Super Chats or Rumble Rants. But at pdognight.live, you can put in a total of 255 characters for whatever amount you donate, and you can get your point across, and I will make sure that I will read the comments that you make if you happen to do that. Now I try to read the comments in the I try to reach the comments in the chats because there's two chats going here, but that's hard to do. But if you get my attention with green stuff, I certainly will make sure to read your chat. So thank you so much for sponsoring the show. And if you're watching a replay, put a comment in the comments section. Tell me what you think about that Dave Chappelle monologue. I highly recommend you watch the whole thing. It was pretty funny. Although he's getting in trouble. He's getting in trouble for some of the stuff about he mentioned the brethren that shall not be named a couple times because he was joking about Kyrie Irving and Kanye West getting in trouble for anti-Semitism, and some people are a little bit hot under the collar about that. Although most of my Jewish friends were like, that was pretty fucking funny. So anyway, I'm just saying, but people who like to bitch on the internet are not happy with Dave Chappelle, but they already weren't happy with Dave Chappelle because, they were saying he's anti-trans, which I don't agree with that either. But anyway, all right, let's do this. Next on the agenda, oh my God, these lying, cheating bastards that are in politics these days. So everyone's heard about this FTX thing, right? The FTX cryptocurrency that the guy's going under and with billions and billions of dollars lost, but they gave a lot of money to Democrats before they went down. Reports that FTX cryptocurrency has been used in a Ponzi scheme involving Democrats and Ukraine are circling the internet. Now, I am not up to speed on this particular topic yet. I've been watching back and forth. There are some people who are much more well versed in this particular situation, but I'm just going to read this tweet thread. FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried has been a leading Democratic Party donor, falling just behind George Soros, giving an impressive, now he says 40,000, it's actually, he gave 40 million freaking dollars to Democrats, to Democratic candidates and causes in the recent midterm. Bankman-Fried is currently under investigation by the Commodity Futures Trading Commission and Securities and Exchange Commission after allegedly moving $10 billion, that's billion with a B, in client assets from his crypto exchange to his trading firm, Alameda Research, and filing bankruptcy. Before the investigation, Bankman-Fried and several key lawmakers charged with overseeing the CFTC, pouring cash into their campaign coffers. The now bankrupt crypto trading firm has confirmed there was unauthorized access to its accounts hours after the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection on Friday, which apparently they stole like $2 or $3 billion out of his accounts after he got hacked. And they have no idea where it went. Then he also, FTX even partnered with Ukraine to launch a new crypto donation website. In one of the most corrupt countries in the world. Well done.
You are.
Whoops. Anyway, Ukraine ranks number 2 in the world for crypto use, and undoubtedly business has been booming. The country raised over $60 million through more than 120,000 crypto asset donations since the start of the Russian invasion. There are now reports that tens of billions, with the B, in American military aid to Ukraine has not been used to fight Russia, but instead was invested in FTX. Oh, shit! Sending it to Ukraine, transferring it to FTX, and then laundering it back to U.S. Democrats who originally voted to send the money. Now, I have not confirmed any of this. It's an interesting thread. This is what's being the allegations. I don't know if it's true, but my favorite reply to this thread, and basically after reading just the first tweet in this thread, comes from somebody named Man in the Street, Manny Street, who immediately, now remember, I read that whole thread. Remember the names that were mentioned in the thread, the entire thread, and how many times and what relationship there is. The very first reply to the first tweet in this thread was, you can always tell that it's Russian disinformation when it has an anti-Semitic aspect to it. After all, the Russians really wrote the book. Literally, the Russians literally wrote the book on anti-Semitism. Now, who can tell me what in that thread was anti-Semitic? Do 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 do. Bum ba-dum bum 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 bum. You guessed it. If you wrote George Soros, you won. The mere mention of the fact that George Soros is the #1 donor to the Democratic Party and its causes makes the entire thread Russian misinformation and anti-Semitism. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. I'm sorry. What? That entire thread. He was mentioned as okay, look. And then someone put down this chart here. Here it is, right here. Top donors to political causes for Democrats. Who's #1? Oh, George Soros Fund. That's a fact. $128 million some dollars. And #2 is the blue guy down here, Sam Bankman-Fried. He's #2 with $40 million. That is just a simple fact that they mentioned in the tweet thread. But because you mentioned he who shall not be named, the Voldemort that finances the entire Democratic Party and their causes and a lot of the friggin' attorney general races that they're fucking up the country with. If you mention his name, the entire thread, even if the thread is not focused on him in no way whatsoever, it becomes anti-Semitic, and you should disregard it as Russian disinformation, which is confusing because he says, after all, the Russians literally wrote the book on anti-Semitism. I didn't think it was the Russians who did that. I was pretty sure that it's many of the other Gulf countries and the particular guy back in the 30s and 40s with the funny mustache and all those peoples. But no, now it's the Russians' disinformation that wrote the book on anti-Semitism. I just don't understand. I don't know. Redskin fan, good morning. Asia Research Directorate, good morning. Nice to see you in the chat. So, I tell you, if you don't ever, never, ever, don't mention him, Voldemort, because you will automatically, look, I'm pretty sure that the Hasidic Jews in Brooklyn probably want to kick George Soros right in the nuts. Are they anti-Semitic too? I'm just saying. Let's just get the facts out. Anyway, 59 people watching, 49 people watching, 32 likes. Hit the like button. I mean, even if you don't like me, just hit the like button. It helps, and maybe I'll do something you like at a later date. Okay, just do it. Do it. And also, welcome to the Rumble chat. I strongly suggest you also do Rumble over there. Oh, by the way, I got to do, let's see, pdognight.live. If you want to sponsor the show, here's a link to since I, for some reason, don't have it in here. There's a link to the pdognight.live. If you want to watch the show over there, you can watch the show, you can chat. And if you just have an inspiration to some, and did want to get my attention, you can donate to the show over there. Anyway, all right, let's, and Os Sands here. Hi. He might be referring to Protocols of the Elders of Zion, which was made up by the Bolsheviks in the 1920s. Ah, yes, he did. In fact, I asked him a question about that. Let me see if I can find that. I asked him a question. So down here, where is it? Let's see. Because I replied to this jackhole. I said, hey, what is the anti-Semitic aspect to this, and what actual basis do you have that this is Russian disinformation? So he has none. He has none. Because it wasn't talking about freaking George Soros. Then this FTX. Okay, now, by the way, he's an American who lives in the UK, okay? And then he has apparently some Ukrainian lettering in his, stand with Ukraine and all that shit, and against Tories out, whatever. But he lives in the UK, and so maybe he hasn't been in the United States, where this news has just been burning up the airwaves over this past weekend. And maybe he's just like, well, nobody talks about FTX over there, but people have been talking about over here. It has nothing about Russian disinformation, other than there have been some investigations going on that's saying, oh, this guy's a major donor to the Democratic Party, which is clearly, well, we already demonstrated that. Anyway, I wrote to him. I said, what is the anti-Semitic aspect of this, and what actual basis do you have that this is Russian disinformation? FYI, the mere mention of Soros does not make this anti-Semitic. He's not the subject of the thread, to which he replied, I've already explained. Sorry, dude, but implying anything negative while invoking the Soros name has become the standard anti-Semitic handshake. Know what I mean? Nod, nod, wink, wink. This obviously has either escaped your attention or you're doing it to yourself. No, he just said he's number two. He's number two. I'm number one. He's number two. George Soros is number one, and this is number two. The rest of the thread had nothing to do with the thread other than he's the number two donor behind George Soros, who is the number one donor by leaps and bounds. Jeez, you stupid people. So you're saying George Soros is a good person? That's a good question. Somebody asked him that. Anyway, all right. Okay, enough ranting about that shit. I got to get to Elon Musk. So let me get to these last two. Oh, by the way, and then the cat turd dude, the guy who calls himself cat turd and has a podcast called something in the litter box or something. He pushed out this picture of Tony Blair, Bill Clinton, and this guy. Now, this is the guy. That's the cryptocurrency billionaire, looking like a schlub who'd be walking down the what's that place in California where the Long Beach, not Long Beach, the kind of boardwalk thing that, I don't know. He looks like he'd be on a beach in Van Nuys, buying selling T-shirts or some shit. Anyway, but that's the crypto billionaire, this dude. Speaking of cat turd, he also had another interesting one. Let's see. And I thought this is apropos because Mitch McConnell's a piece of shit. Just so you know, we lost the Senate because Mitch McConnell wanted to reelect Lisa Murkowski, who stabs Republicans in the back every chance she gets. But the important thing to Mitch, it was Murkowski would vote for him to remain leader. Mitch is just pure scum. I have no argument with that whatsoever. I blame Mitch McConnell for the fact that the Republicans didn't win one more seat in the Senate. He didn't give any money to the guy in Vegas. He didn't give any money to the guy in Ohio, but J.D. Vance won anyway. He didn't give any money to the guy in Arizona who was close. And he didn't fight for any races other than the establishment. I don't like to use the word neocon because someone might think that's anti-Semitic, but I just mean the fuckers who will vote for Mitch McConnell. And I think Mitch McConnell, it's time for him to be done as the Senate minority leader, which he's going to remain now because it's going to be either 50-50 or 51-49 Democrats. And so Mitch McConnell is surely to blame, at least partially to blame for that. Although if I have time, I'll be getting some of the bullshit that Democrats pulled at the end that probably got them the win. We'll talk about that later. All right. Shall I continue? Let's talk about Elon Musk. Let's talk about Elon Musk and his cruelty. He's an awful, awful, awful human being. Oh man, you're not even going to believe. You're not going to believe what Elon Musk is doing at Twitter. At the poor, overworked, underpaid, now understaffed because he keeps firing people, and that whole whatever that thing was they were talking about, well, they're going to sue him in federal court because he didn't give proper notice. Well, that was dumb because he was smart enough to have their termination date be February 3rd so he wouldn't get in trouble. But now Elon Musk has, I'm sorry, this might be the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm just saying. Tails of Gore, how you doing? This may be the straw that broke the camel's back. This is going to absolutely cause chaos on Twitter, which has been chaos for a little while. I think, by the way, all this stuff going on with the paid check mark and all that shit, I think those are Twitter employees intentionally sabotaging Twitter right now. But that's a personal opinion. I'm just guessing. But anyway, Elon Musk, the cruel and unusual person who now owns Twitter. This is really, really sad. I wish I had some sad music prepared. I'm going to have to put some sad music on my soundboard here. But Elon Musk, I can't. This is barbaric what he's doing. It's embarrassing. Elon Musk. He plans on making his employees pay for lunch, which had been free at the company cafeteria. What a fucking monster. What a fucking monster. He's making his employees pay for their lunch. After 10 years of Twitter having free lunch in the cafeteria at the building. This Andrew Wortman, I don't know who he is. He has a picture of Raphael Warnock in his fucking Twitter profile. He fired 3/4 of the... Hang on a second. I'm sorry. I can't do this. Hang on. I just need to gather myself. Nope. He fired 3/4 of his employees. Now, he's planning to starve the rest of them. He's a failure incarnate. And for the I bring my own lunch crowd, that's a shame. Shame, but not relevant. Twitter was a company that provided lunch for its employees for free for 10 years, and now has abruptly stopped because the CEO is a cheap pile of garbage. Here's what they're going to look like in just a few short months. Thank you. Thank you for your support. I can't believe it. I just don't know. I just don't know what he's thinking. It's just awful. It's just amazingly cruel that he's making them pay for their lunch. Now, on that note, there's some people talking about this, right? And Elon has responded. Hello, Uncle Bad Touch.
Come on, man.
I know who you really are, Uncle Bad Touch. I know that you're Joe Biden. Now, so someone's, and someone said, well, maybe they should learn to cook. Well, I mean, they don't pay them very much at Twitter. I think the average salary is around $200,000 a year. And so they don't get paid a lot. So I don't know how they could even find time to, even buy food, let alone cook. And since they were getting free food at the cafeteria. But wait a minute. I thought there was a problem with them coming to the office anyway. Most Twitter employees worked at home. But so the very few that actually use the service, the free food at the cafeteria, Musk makes a really good point. It's actually especially bizarre that people are pissed off about this, given the fact that almost no one came to the office anyway. So the estimated cost per lunch served in the last 12 months is over $400 per person who actually used the cafeteria. It was the average cost per person to serve them free lunch, because not a lot of people showed up, but they still had to have the lunch staff there ready cooking shit, was over $400 per lunch served. Holy shit. Yeah, learn to frack coal. Learn to get a plumber, learn to be an electrician. Go get a plumber's license, learn to weld. That's what the theme was, learn to weld. So anyway, the place looks like a playground, not a workspace. Because you all saw that video we played of the Twitter employee actually working, sort of. They go have some coffee, and then they have a meeting, and then they go eat some lunch and have some gourmet food, and then they have a latte or a smoothie, and then they go to maybe have a little afternoon meeting in the little quiet room, and then they go to the yoga room and hang out in there and relax and get their brains right, and then they go have a free glass of wine before they go home. Jesus Christ. Is it true that this was on Twitter's HQ walls before you took over? No, everything is possible. I don't know what the hell that says anyway. Imagine thinking your boss should feed you. The audacity. Free lunch is over, kiddos. Free lunch is over. Wages. They make a shit ton of money. Now, there's actually people There are people who are truly pissed off about this. This guy, this Tony John, I noticed this earlier today. This Tony John, what about doing a base lunch menu that is provided for free and an optional upgrade menu for an additional cost? Hey, fuck you. You can afford, there's companies out there that they, like when I used to work for Marriott Management Services, right? And we ran the food service at the St. Paul Companies, which used to be a large top 10 insurance company in the United States. I think they got bought out by Travelers, so they got even bigger. But I worked down there for about 4 or 5 years. I ran the food service we contracted Marriott Management Services, ran the food service there, and the employees there they would have a cafeteria and they could buy lunch. We had all kinds of food. We have lots of different choices every day. We had a little burger bar on one side. We had a hot food bar on one side. We had a salad bar over here, and we had homemade breads and all this other stuff. It was delicious food. Great. It was a chef's kiss, right? And the employees there paid for their lunches, but they got it at a really nice discount, that they would cost them to go to a restaurant. So we served about 1,500 employees a day in our restaurant. And it was a great perk, but we didn't do it for free, right? They paid for their lunches. They got a reduced price, but it wasn't free because they covered the cost of what it does to have all these employees. We had 11 people on our staff, on our cook staff. We had to have, you had to pay people. Plus we did all the catering and all the parties and shit. But they paid for it. And so, it wasn't for free because, no one's working for him for free. Do you think the people working there in the kitchen do it for free? That's why if no one uses the service and you're giving it out for free, it could cost up to $400 to $500 per lunch because no one's using it. And you have all these people back there making food, you still got to pay them. Plus the facility, the electricity, everything about it. This guy is like, oh, well, what if we did a base lunch menu that is provided for free and an initial upgrade menu for an additional cost? Wow, y'all are real good at not having an actual conversation, instead making backhanded comments because you're a moron. What about a $3 to $5 lunch menu and still have the premium options available for more dollars? Going from $400 to $5 is basically the same as going from $400 to $0. Free food helps morale. Hey, guess what? Just having a nice cafeteria where you can get a lunch cheaper than you can anywhere else in San Francisco is a pretty good perk too. Because if you go out to lunch in San Francisco, you're definitely paying $20 to $25 a person, even if you just go to fucking In-N-Out Burger. So how about just fucking off and realizing that it's a business and not a playground? I think I made my point. Okay, so that's why Elon Musk is cruel, because oh my God, he's taking away the free lunch at the playground known as Twitter headquarters, where he's now going to make people come into work, and so those people who are making their own lunches at home can just make their lunch at home and bring it with them if they don't want to buy lunch at the Elon Musk Twitter cafeteria. So now he's also in the news for another reason though, because and thank you, Gunfox, for sending me this headache. So apparently, a United States senator has threatened to, quote, fix Elon Musk's company after the billionaire mocked him on Twitter. Oh, no, you mocked a United States senator, the cruelty of Elon Musk. It's amazing. Biden. Okay, so remember the other day when Joe Biden said that Elon Musk's ties to other countries should be looked at? Well, now a U.S. senator has threatened to fix Elon Musk's companies after the billionaire mocked him in a Twitter spat. Senator Ed Markey of Massachusetts had complained to the world's richest person that a Washington Post reporter had created a fake but verified account in his name on the social media platform. And when he got a flippant response from the entrepreneur, he warned him, let me paraphrase. That's a nice company you have there. I hate to see anything happen to it. He basically went mob on Elon Musk. That's not what he said. He said, that he warned him that Congress would fix his companies if he would not. Really? Congress is going to fix his company, are they? Twitter's new $8 per month verification system has been paused after a raft of corporations, celebrities, and politicians and athletes had fake accounts made in their name. Now, this is something that kind of annoys me because I think somebody at Twitter is smarter than this, and I don't think that's what Elon Musk wanted to happen when he said he was going to do this, paid thing. You would think, now at least that's what I assumed, that if you did this paid account thing where you still get a blue check mark, I would think they would still verify who you are. And if they didn't do that, then that was a bad move on their part. I don't know what they were thinking when they did that. Because someone said in the beginning, oh, well, someone could just get a verified account, whatever name they want. They can impersonate whoever they want. And I said, no, you would think they would still verify everybody, even if you are doing a paid account, right? You'd have to verify who you are. So, because remember the one company, it was some trading company that they said they're going to give away all this shit, and their stock went down like massively. And like, wait a minute, this is not their real account. So anyway, the Washington Post, a quote, this is Ed Markey, a Washington Post reporter was able to create a verified account impersonating me. I'm asking for answers from Elon Musk, who is putting profits over people and is debt over, well, yeah, profits over people. He's going to make them buy their own lunch, that monster, and debt over stopping disinformation. Twitter must explain how this happened and how to prevent it from happening again. And they wrote a freaking letter. He wrote a letter. I'm going to get to that. He also took the time to poke fun at me. But then Elon Musk. Elon Musk's reply was, perhaps it's because your real account sounds like a parody. Oh, snap!
Gotcha, bitch.
And he also took time to poke fun at Mr. Markey's profile picture. And why does your profile picture have a mask, loser? Mr. Markey was seemingly unimpressed at the response. One of your companies is under an FTC consent decree. Auto Safety Watchdog, TSA is investigating another for killing people, and you're spending time with your time picking fights online. Fix your companies, or Congress will. Now, it was quickly pointed out to Tesla and SpaceX boss that Markey sits on the Senate Subcommittee on Communication, Media, and Broadband, as well as the Subcommittee on Space and Science. Are you suggesting the senator will abuse his political power to attack me? Musk replied. That would suck. I think that'd go to the courts pretty quickly. Anyway, the FTC, which is the U.S. Consumer Protection Agency, said in a statement last week that it had watched Mr. Musk take over Twitter with deep concern after a string of top safety and data protection executives left the country. By the way, that Yoel, whatever this thing, he's like the number 2 safety person after Vijay. Well, apparently he's left Twitter too. Oh, yeah! Fuck that guy. Anyway, now, and Joe Biden also said he believes Mr. Musk's ties to foreign countries should be looked at. No, he didn't say that. I mean, he did, but it wasn't out of his own brain. He didn't think of it. Some reporter asked him that, and he goes, oh, well, yeah, I guess we should look at that. But Biden didn't come up with that. Was not an original deal because Mr. Biden's brain is mush, so he didn't say that. Anyway, the president was asked about the business's financial and commercial connections to the likes of China and Saudi Arabia. Oh, like they didn't already have connections. Hey, maybe he should ask. Maybe the reporter should have asked Joe Biden about his own connections to China. Well, no, that wouldn't have got a very good response. Anyway, and whether he viewed whether he viewed the South African-born billionaire as a threat to American security, and he said, I think the Elon Musk cooperation and technical relationships with other countries is worthy of being looked at, whether or not he's doing anything inappropriate. I'm not suggesting that. I'm not suggesting that it's worth being looked at. That's all I'll say, replied Mr. Biden during a press conference, because he didn't know what the guy really asked him anyway, and he responded. So anyway, there's links to those posts. And then also, here's another one. And by the way, the Washington Post reporter that impersonated Senator Markey and also some comedian. Well, I think that might be against Twitter's terms of service. I think he should be permanently banned from Twitter. Don't you? Anybody else think that? Because you know how other people get banned for that shit. By the way, and also Senator Markey gave the reporter permission to do it, so it's not like he did it on his own. But anyway, here's the article that this guy wrote, and I agree. Personally, you should still be verified. If you pay your $8, you still got to be verified who you are. I thought that was going to be part of the process still. I apparently was wrong, and so Twitter needs to get their shit together. But I also think, I have a feeling, he got rid of a lot of people, right? And I don't know if they're the verification people, but I think that I honestly believe this, that there are going to be people at Twitter who are going to intentionally sabotage Twitter because they don't like Elon Musk, or they don't like what he's doing, or they don't like who he's fired, or who's coming and going, or the fact that they're not going to get free lunch anymore. I don't know what I'm going to do. If I don't get free lunch, I'm going to starve. I'm sure there's a bunch of heifers over there thinking that. Anyway, we'll move on. Here's another one that Gunfox sent to me. This is the Gunfox 61 section of the show, and I'll finish up with these couple, and then we're going to get out of here. Biden Department of Education official claims school discipline is, of course, racist. Why isn't that working? There we go. And blames whiteness. The Biden official at the Department of Education said that some white teachers' mindsets are based solely in whiteness. Now, I remember when I was a student in school. Well, let's read the article first. A Biden Department official has a claim that school discipline is part of a racist system, blaming so-called whiteness while she worked for a left-wing education organization, according to Fox News Digital. So this person, Kayla Patrick, who has worked at the Department of Education's Office Planning, Evaluation, and Policy Development since February 22nd, according to her LinkedIn, in 2021, she said school discipline is a symptom of a racist and punitive system that often fails to see children as children. For the children. Let's go to I just want to show you the clip because, oh shoot, I have to let me refresh this real quick because I have to go back to the section that this starts at. So here's where she says this. Maybe. There it is.
So it was then that I decided school discipline would be my winnable issue. Since then, I've made a point to talk to students who are touched by school discipline in some way. On the screen, there's a quote from a student who explained the school discipline issue better than I can. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to read it so it's in her voice and not mine.
So here's what she's highlighting. A student who said this. Oh, wait, I can't pause it. They say that they want us to get the best education, but when you take us out of class and it takes us out of school and suspends us, we don't get the education because we don't get to be in the classroom and they get the information they want us to not get the information they want us to get. Now, oh, wait.
School discipline is a symptom of a racist and punitive system that often fails to see children as children. Instead of helping students to learn and grow from mistakes,
are disproportionately suspended from school,
office, or send them home, or even sometimes call the police. And Black students are more likely to be affected by that.
Now, why is that? And at least in my personal experience as a Black child, would have at one point in my life, it was a long time ago, but at least in my school, the kids who got in the most fights or were most belligerent to teachers, the ones who got in trouble the most. And unfortunately, at least in my experience, it was my fellow melanated fellow classmates who were more likely to do that. Now, is that the case everywhere? Nope, probably not. But probably, it's particularly in some of these schools that are Especially it's in urban schools. Well, if there's more black kids and there's more black kids getting in trouble, then there's going to be more black kids suspended. It does, you don't. It's weird because I didn't hear any of these problems in the suburban schools with any of the kids, like the kids of color or not. But that was just my experience. So now, you know who get disciplined in schools? The kids who fuck around and find out. Basically, the kids who get disciplined are the ones that cause the most trouble. Now, is that? It's I hate this argument. I know what mine. Anyway, she said instead of help. Okay, we already talked to that. I just. These aren't just consequences, she said, of school discipline. These actions leave all too many black girls stuck in the school to poverty pipeline. Wait a minute. For example, in other settings, we would consider self-advocacy or assertiveness a leadership skill. Oh! So talking back to the teacher is now called self-advocacy or assertiveness. And it's a leadership skill. But when black girls do it in schools, they are often suspended for being loud, defiant, or talking back. These aren't just consequences, Packer said of school discipline. These are actions that leave too many black girls stuck in the school to poverty pipeline. Hey, you know what? You know what would take you out of the school to poverty pipeline? Stop arguing with teachers and fighting in the hallways. And then take your books home that you're supposed to take home and read them. And then if there's some homework to do that homework. And then listen to class and learn everything you can. And then graduate on time. Go, do what you're going to do after you graduate from high school, be it something vocational or college, and do your best at that. And then wait till you are married to get pregnant and have children. And then guess what? There's no school to poverty pipeline. I'm just saying. That's facts. Facts. Okay, I guess I'd never heard the school to poverty pipeline. I heard the school to prison pipeline, but it's the same principles that I just went through. Holy shit. And then she blamed whiteness as a mindset she claims some white educators possess. Whiteness means the quality of being white in skin color. Really? I thought it was a behavioral thing. Because they kind of say, oh, well, if you pay attention in class and get good grades, that's whiteness. Really? I did just fine, and I'm not white. In this country, nearly 80% of the teachers are white. What are you going to do? That's pretty much 80% in a lot of professions because, well, I'm not even going to go there. Fuck me. And sometimes their mindset are based solely on whiteness. No, they're based on how you learn in school by shutting the fuck up and doing what the teacher asks of you, unless they do something that's unethical or, kitty diddling shit that some teachers do. And then you tell them to fuck off and call the police. But anyway, they have predisposed mindsets about who black children are and what they need to wear and how they need to behave. Yeah, there's a formula for success in school, and how you need to behave is not whiteness, it's success training. So instead of celebrating their identities and cultures, don't give a fuck about your identity or your culture. We're not here to discuss your identity and culture. We're here to teach you math, science, reading, writing, and all that other shit that you're supposed to learn in school, not your damn culture. You can identify your culture at church, at home, in your community group, in your clubs, and everywhere else. But in classroom, don't give a fuck about your identity or your culture. Learn this math problem. And learn how to do it so that when you go to the bank, you know that they're not cheating you when they give you money back. How's that sound? Shut the fuck up. Oh, Gunfox, you know what you did to me here. All right, anyway, enough about her. Moving on. Speaking of Elon Musk, Falcon 9 B1051 makes final flight on Galaxy 31 and 32 mission. By the way, I should have done this when the Elon Musk session. Because after a delay caused by Hurricane Nicole, SpaceX launched its 52nd mission of 2022 with the Intelsat Galaxy 31 and 32 satellites using a flight-proven Falcon 9 to a geostationary transfer orbit. Falcon 9 first-stage boosters B105114 made its final flight on its mission. SpaceX has launched 52 missions this year. They're putting satellites out in space. How'd that NASA mission go? That one NASA mission. And you wonder. With SpaceX recently completing 51st launch of 2022, this year has marked many firsts for the company. To achieve these firsts, SpaceX has used flight-proven boosters to keep up with its busy cadence and prove reusability. So these are the reusable boosters they've been using. I mean, this is amazing. 52 flights! That's one every week! Well, that's more than one every week because we're not at the end of the year yet. Woo! That's amazing. Anyway, if you want to read about that, that's some shit right there. All right. Now, the last couple things I have here, one's from Gunfox and one's from me, and I'm not going to read that. Let's see, that's done. And that's, I don't know, Miss Dairy. Fuck. Anyway, farmland values hit record highs, pricing out farmers. This is another crisis we're having in the food industry in the United States of America. Joel Ginder thought he could finally own and operate the farm of his dreams when a neighbor put up 160 acres of cropland for sale in Brookings County, South Dakota. 2 years ago, $5,000 or $6,000 an acre should do the trick, Gindo estimated. But at auction, Gindo watched helplessly as the price continued to climb until it hit $11,000 an acre, more than double what he had budgeted for. I just could not compete with how much people are paying, with people paying $10,000, he said. And for someone like me who doesn't have an inheritance somewhere sitting around, a lump sum of money sitting around, everything has to be financed. Now, what's happening in South Dakota is playing out in farming communities across the nation as the value of farmland soars, hitting record highs this year and often pricing out smaller beginning farmers. In the state, farmland's values have surged by 18.7% from 2021 to 2022, one of the highest increases in the country, according to the most recent figures from the Agriculture Department. Nationwide values increased by 12.4% and reached $3,800 an acre, the highest on record since 1970, with cropland at $5,050 an acre and pasture land at $1,650 an acre. A series of economic forces, high prices for commodities, crops like corn, soybeans, and wheat, a robust housing market, low interest rates until recently, and a slew of government subsidies have converged to create the perfect storm for farmland values, said Jason Henderson, a dean at the College of Agriculture at Purdue University and a former official at the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City, Missouri. As a result, small farmers like Gindo are now going up against deep-pocketed investors. Gee, you mean like Bill Gates, the real one, not the one that we talked about the other day? The guy in, what's his name? It's a county down there in Arizona, Maricopa. Not that Bill Gates, the other Bill Gates, who's the largest owner of farmland in the country. What the fuck does Bill Gates do with farmland? Oh, he's buying it so he can sell it to the Chinese, I bet. I don't know. Anyway, young farmers, are finding affordable land to purchase a top challenge in 2022 in a September survey by the National Young Farmers Coalition, a nonprofit group. Already, the supply of land is limited. About 40% of farmland in the United States is rented, most of it owned by landlords who are not actively involved in farming. Bill Gates. And the amount of land available for purchase is extreme. Well, he's also, he's trying to, what he's trying to do? He's trying to squeeze that food supply because, we have too many people on Earth, and the World Economic Forum thinks we should cut it in half. That's why we get the Wuhan, the new name for it was, what was it? The, what's that? Not the Kung Pao flu, the the General So sniffles. That's why they created that, I think. Anyway, I should probably shut up about that because that can get you some medical misinformation, disinformation strikes on YouTube. Anyway, farmland's going through the roof and it's fucking over small farmers. That's just great, isn't it? And finally, We already talked about Miss Dairy. Not Dairy, D-A-I-R-Y, but D-E-R-R-Y, like as in derriere, because that fat ass anyway. And finally, a Black Lives Matter leader in Greater Atlanta indicted for spending donations on a house, guns, and prostitute. Yes! Oh, give him a hand. But keep on making those donations, people. Daily Wire is reporting that a Toledo man who is a self-proclaimed leader of the Black Lives Matter movement. Oh, this is from March. Oh, my God. How did I get this one here? This is old news. Anyway, he was, he got indicted for defrauding us. I wonder let's see if there's an update. That's what I should do. What's his name? Where's this guy? Sir Meyer Page. Let's see if he ever got some jail time. That's what we should do, because this is an old story. I just clicked it and thought, what the hell. Let's see. Sir Meyer Page does not make a change of plea. Oh, that's recent. September 27th, the FBI announced the arrest of Sir Meyer Page for fraudulently utilizing Black Lives Matter nonprofit organization by way of misrepresenting and opposing Black Lives Matter leader. Okay, Toledo activist, that's from March to October. Okay, here it is. No change of plea for Sir Meyer Page during court appearance. Let's watch this, and we're going to get the fuck out of here.
Big news, it's no deal for a well-known Toledo civil rights activist.
Whoa. Hold on. Did she say well-known civil rights activist? A well-known grievance grifter. Remember that term? I used to use that term all the time. Grievance grifter.
Potentially change his plea on money laundering charges. Sir Major Page just finished his change of plea hearing. This all centers around his September 2020 arrest on charges of wire fraud and money laundering. Prosecutors say Page told money donated online to the Black Lives of Greater Atlanta Facebook page, and he used that money for travel, personal items, and a home. Individual. Page previously pled not guilty.
Oh, damn.
He told the court today he was not comfortable moving forward today. He said there was no way the court should entertain the offer and says he's not had the opportunity to review all the government evidence, some of which he said is encrypted. Page also asked the court for a new attorney, and this would be the third on this case. The judge set a new status hearing on the case for November. Attorneys.
All right.
News.
Oops, there we go. Anyway. She's got a cute face, a little chunky, but anyway. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, I'm going to hell. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. If you would be so kind, before you do anything, click the like button. Whoa, 510 current viewers. What the hell? That can't be right. Are there really that many people here? You got to be kidding me. If there's really that many people here, hit the like button. God damn, where'd you guys come from? Anyway, if you'd be so kind, hit the like button before you go. Share the stream to all these 400, 500 people supposedly watching. And is that real? What the hell happened? If you're new in the chat, you can't because you're not subscribed. You have to be subscribed for 5 minutes before you can chat in my chat. But if there's really 400, tell you what, it says 431 in yours. God, dog. Now it says 662. Anyway. If you're really here, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and after 5 minutes, you can chat in my chat. The only reason I do that is because I get a shit ton of bots coming on here, and they all put those stupid spam messages in my chat. So if that is really true, do that. Watch the stream and do that. Wow, what the hell? Well, it keeps going up and down. But anyway, so subscribe to the channel, do that, and if you really like what I do, you can sponsor this show at pdognight.live. You can watch the show there. You can watch, you can chat, and you can donate to the show. You can sponsor the show, and then I'll read whatever message you put in the sponsor message. It doesn't matter if it's $2 or $1,000. You still get 255 characters, unlike YouTube Super Chats. Hello, Ryan. Hello, AWOL, Ricky Ravioli, Fox P2, all the people that I missed already. I just see you in the chat now. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to go. But thank you. I'm here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central for the Morning Night Live. If you would be so kind, join me tomorrow. We'll be back. And if you follow me on Locals, you'll get notifications to whatever I do. So there's a link in the description down below. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Got to go. My name's P-Dog Knight, and I am out of here. Bye. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.